Alex Webster looking on. Time running out. 6 minutes and 47 seconds remain. Cowboys run first down. Danny Reeves with the football. Again, great blocking out in front of Danny Reeves. And would you believe he fumbled the football? I don't believe it.
I don't either.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you can give me a thumbs up or maybe leave a comment, I greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much. Thank you. Boy, it never fails, huh? When somebody's on the open market, you know, as soon as somebody big comes on the open market, should the Giants consider signing? Should the Giants consider trading for? Yeah, it's every time, never fails. And we got Chandler Jones here, and he's kind of requesting a trade. He wants that out of Arizona. So should the Giants consider Chandler Jones? Articles are coming they're all over the place. I've seen another article. There was 5 teams that would be, I think, an ideal fit for him. I think that's what it said. I don't remember who wrote it, but there was 5 teams that they had. 4 of them were in the AFC. 1 was in the NFC. AFC. They had the Dolphins, they had the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chargers, and the NFC was the Giants. You know, but I've seen quite a few articles. You know, the Giants. This one here says Giants should consider trading for Chandler Jones. You know, another one was, should Giants consider trading for Chandler Jones? You know, it never fails. You know, so why not? I'll do a video on Chandler Jones. You know, ideally, that's like an edge rusher. He's 6'5", 265 pounds. I mean, nice, very nice. He was drafted in 2012 by New England in the first round. He's picked number 21. He spent from 2012 to 2015 with New England. Past 5 years he was with Arizona from 2016 to 2020. Of course, he did cross paths. You know, this is one of the big things here. He did cross paths with Joe Judge. Joe Judge was with New England from 2012 to 2019. So 2012, Chandler Jones got drafted by New England, and 2012 is when Joe Judge started working for New England. So they had a little familiarity there. Now, from 2015 to 2019, all right, in those 5 years there, he only missed 1 game. All right, so he's, relatively healthy. However, last year in 2020, he only played in 5 games. So, those 5 years before that, he only missed 1 game. He was very, very healthy. So, I mean, it's not like he has he missed a lot of time last year, but it's not like he has a big, huge history of missing a lot of time, right? Even though at his age of 31. All right, even Logan Ryan, thinks the Giants should try to contact Chandler Jones. Logan Ryan, of course, was with New England and Chandler Jones from 2013 to 2015. So he spent 3 years with Chandler Jones. So he has, a lot of familiarity there. Chandler Jones, he's appeared in 124 games. He's had 121 starts in his career. He has 432 tackles. He has 106 tackles for loss, 169 quarterback hits, and he has 97 sacks, 27 forced fumbles. Very impressive. And he has 1 interception to go with it. All right. He had double-digit sacks for 5 straight years. Obviously not last year, but the 5 years before that, he had double-digit sacks, and he had double-digit sacks in 6 of the last 7 seasons before last season. So, pretty special. His first year in the league, he only had 6 sacks. His second year in the season, 2013, went up to 11.5 sacks. Then 2014 he came down. He only had six sacks. But then 2015 he had 12 and a half. 2016 he had 11. 2017 he had 17 sacks. 2018 he had 13 sacks. 2019 he had 19 sacks. Last year he only had the one. But 2017, 18, and 19, those 3 seasons, he had 49 sacks. Wow. He averaged over 16 sacks a season for 3 straight years. Very impressive. All right. He was also on the NFL's All-Decade team from 2010 to 2019. That decade, he's on the All-Decade team, right? Now he is 31. Okay, and he's coming off of a torn bicep injury, which occurred last year in the week 5, I believe it was against the Jets. All right, so now after that happened to him, okay, now you kind of know why the Cardinals came and got Marcus Golden from us. They needed help on the edge, and they got Marcus Golden after Chandler Jones went down. Now that the Giants got draft capital. All right, next year, we got 2 1s, a second, 2 3rds, 2 4ths. I'm not exactly sure what the Cardinals, if they were considering trading him. Probably, it got to be at least a second. The thing is I don't know if the Giants would want to consider giving them, because they don't even know where their second pick is at, and I don't know if they want to consider giving up a first, because they don't know where to pick. If say Daniel Jones doesn't do good, right? And you get Chandler Jones, right? Now the Giants just gave up, one of their first round picks, and say the Chicago doesn't do good. The Giants could have 2 top 10 picks. Do you want to give away like pick number 7? To give it to the Cardinals for Chandler Jones, who's going to be like 32 years old next year? His production, it's hard to argue with that, but he's 32. He's going to want a boatload of money, and you're giving up possibly a top 10 pick. It would have to be, they would have to give up a pick, and it would have to be, some kind of, something in writing, or it won't be a top 10 pick, or maybe a conditional second round pick, or something along those lines, if they were to follow this, pursue it at all. As I said, his contract this year is $15.5 million. All right. Now, at the end of this year, he's going to be a free agent. All right. His contract with the Cardinals was 5 years. All right. $82.5 million, average $16.5 million a year. All right. Now his contract, next year probably, won't be as much as $16.5 million a year, even if he has a very good year this year, because he's 32. Unless somebody's going to sign him for like a 2-year deal, maybe 32. Maybe a 2-year deal. Maybe 30 million or something along those lines. But I couldn't see anybody's going to sign him for like 4 or 5 years, 32-year-old guy for 4 or 5 years, and give him that much money per year. I can't see that happening. So, he's going to want some money. Especially if he has a good year this year. This would be a very important year for him. Let me see if you can prove it. If you can prove it, then he goes on the open market next year. He's going to want some money. Now the problem is as I said, he's going to be 32. The Giants just drafted, last year in 2020, they got Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown. I know those guys aren't the answer. Don't get me wrong there. All right. But, this year they just spent 2 picks on Azeez Ojulari and Ellerson Smith. We got Lorenzo Carter, and we got the X-Man coming back, right? Then we just picked up Ryan Anderson, and then we got Kwity Paye. Right? We just got him too, right? So we got a bunch of guys on the cheap. All right, but we got a lot of guys. All right, Chandler Jones, yeah. The only thing I could see us doing is getting them. I guess where there's a will, there's a way. If you had, because the Giants only got like a little over $2 million in salary cap. that's not going to cut it. They'd have to do some imaginative numbers, you know, to get to sign Chandler Jones. They could give away a draft pick, get him, and, you know, maybe figure out a way to sign him, all right? As I said, the only way I could see was if he was like the missing piece. If you knew your offense was good enough, you know, you just need like maybe a little something on the defense to get you over the edge, and now you're a contender for the Super Bowl. I can see the Giants doing that. But the Giants don't know what they got with Daniel Jones, don't know what they got with Saquon Barkley, don't know what they got with the offensive line, don't know what they got with that, you know, Evan Ingram, you know, I mean, Sterling Shepard, you know, may not be here. You know, is Darius Slayton going to make a, you know, bounce back year from last year? You know, Sterling Shepard may not be here much longer because we just drafted Kadarius Toney. You know, so I mean, you know, it would be a shame to give away a draft pick, send some money to Chandler Jones, right? And at the end of the season, we're still like, say 8-9, because our offense is absolutely horrible. You know, I mean, unless we plan on shutting everybody out, you know, it'd be a tough trade to make it, because you don't know. I mean, if we were Kansas City, we knew what we had in the offense, and the only thing that could slow us down would be injuries. But you knew if everybody was relatively healthy and all this stuff and everything, you knew you're going to score some points. Okay, if you knew that. Then I say, yeah, maybe pull the trigger on a Chandler Jones trade, upgrade that defense a little bit, you know, and let's go for it. I mean, the Giants could win a Super Bowl with this defense, absolutely. But the offense has got to be a lot better, and we don't know. That's a big, huge question. I mean, with Chandler Jones, just step right in, as long as he's healthy, step right in and upgrade the defense. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, last 2019, he had 19 sacks. Holy cow! I think I read that the Giants' edge rushers last year only had like 8.5 sacks between all of them combined. I mean, holy cow! You know, wow. You know, that'd be kind of like a no-brainer. But giving up a high draft choice, trying to come up with money that we really don't have. He's 31. If we're going to want to, it's like with Leo Line. You want to give away draft picks and not re-sign a guy. You know, so you're going to give away a draft pick or so. You know, maybe two. I don't know, maybe a second and a third round. Who knows? But you're going to give away at least one draft pick, and then you're almost kind of forced to sign a guy. And when you do sign him, he's 32. All right. You know, so he's back on the back edge of his career, kind of going down. All right. You know, and you don't know what the offense is. You know, I mean, you might need those draft picks next year to bolster the offense. You might need those draft picks next year to move up into the top 5, maybe to draft a quarterback to replace Daniel Jones. You might need those top 2 first-round picks to draft, say, offensive linemen, because maybe, you know, Will Hernandez is gone, and I don't know, Matt Peart doesn't work out, or Will Hernandez is gone, and Lemieux isn't that good, you know, so you got to get 2 guards or something like that. So you might need those draft picks for next year, and especially you're going to get those draft picks for next year. The guys are going to come in, you know, relatively cheap on the first round. I mean, if you're paying Chandler Jones $10 to $15 million a year, that's not relatively cheap. You know, you get a young stud on the offensive line in the first or second round, or relatively cheap. You know, so I can't. Would I love to see Chandler Jones on this defense? Oh, baby, absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? Nah. But you know, hey, you can always hope, huh? I mean, Dave Gettleman goes, yeah, you pursue everything. You know, now whether it comes to fruition or not, who knows? Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!